Welcome to Who Knew with Bruce Lubin from quickanddirtytips.com. I'm Jennifer Boudneau, the editor of the Who Knew books. Today, in our first show, Bruce and I are going to be talking about the best household tips and life hacks in the world. And trust me, we know what we're talking about. We're also going to share some tips from our audience on getting rid of funky smells and introduce you to our favorite game, Life Hack Lightning Round. But first, let me introduce you to Bruce Lubin, co-author of the Who Knew books with his wife Jeannie, dad of 3 boys and a new dog, and life hacker extraordinaire. How are you, Bruce?
I am great, and I did not know we were playing Life Hack Lightning Round today. That is fantastic.
Are you excited?
I'm excited.
I'm going to beat you.
I don't know.
But first, a bit more about our sponsor, SelectBlinds.com. They're not just a leading retailer of window coverings, they're also leading the Go Cordless movement. They believe the risk of injury by children and pets on corded blinds is just too high. That's why they became the first retailer to sell 100% cordless-only custom window coverings. And other vendors are taking note and plan to stop selling corded blinds by 2018. Update your home today and get the newest, safest window coverings from Select Blinds. Shop SelectBlinds.com today. Select podcast option at checkout and get free sample product swatches. SelectBlinds.com. If there's anything I've learned in my 10 years working with Bruce and Jeannie, it's that everyone has their favorite household tips and life hacks. My personal favorite, using hair conditioner instead of shaving cream. It's cheaper, it gives you a closer shave, and it has just about identical ingredients to shaving foam.
Indeed it does. Has it really been 10 years?
It has really been 10 years.
It's like dog years.
Have I said that part yet? Oh,
1 year equals 7. Doesn't it feel like that? Feels like you've been together forever. You're absolutely right about using hair conditioner instead of shaving cream. Another great tip to save time and money with your razor is to always keep your razor in olive oil.
That's a great one.
That's right, because what happens is people think their razors are getting dull, and they're really just rusting. So if you keep it in oil, you will not replace it. I've replaced my razor blade like twice a year.
It's amazing.
That's
amazing.
That's it.
I know you have a lot of other favorites. We're going to get to those in a minute. But first, I have favorites from people on our Facebook page.
Yes. Let's hear what they have to say.
Okay. First, we have a tip about keeping your home smelling nice. I know you love tips about smells.
Oh, because let me tell you, what I see from Facebook is that America smells and they hate bugs. Okay, we've got plenty of tips to get rid of bugs.
Do you have some bug tips for us today?
I do. There's so many.
Good. Okay. This first one though, is about taping a dryer sheet under your heating vents in your home. It can actually make your home smell better. You just tape the sheet on top, and the air blowing through basically makes a DIY air freshener.
That totally works. The other thing you want to do is you want to put it under a air conditioner. And that will also
the filter,
make your house,
right?
Yeah, the filter, and that will also make your house smell really, really great.
I love
Another great tip to make your house smell great is to take a drop of vanilla and put it on a light bulb, and then turn the light bulb on, and it's the illusion as if you've been baking, Jen, with none of the work of baking.
I love the smell of vanilla. I have another great tip for smells from a reader. This one is a riff on one of your favorite tips about cleaning a sponge in a microwave.
Yep. There's so many ways to clean a sponge in a microwave. And what you want to do is not throw them out. Just throw them in there, put them in water, and just let them go for like a minute or so. It kills all the bacteria. That's
right. You don't want to nuke a dry sponge.
No,
We want to tell you how we learned that. But don't nuke a dry sponge. Get it wet. But this reader had a really great tip. And she said instead of wetting it with water, wet it with white vinegar. And then when you run it through the microwave, it produces steam, and then you can just wipe grime right off the walls of the microwave.
That is so smart. Let's just call that Bruce's good idea from now on, because I really, really love that tip. No, vinegar.
I'm sure she wouldn't mind if you stole it.
And there's so many great things you can do with vinegar. That's a great tip. Another tip to clean the microwave, if you've got lemons, just cut a couple and put them in a bowl of water. And zap it for about a minute or two. The smell is great.
I've used that one too. It's basically like the vinegar. It loosens all the grime, and then you just wipe it off.
Smells better.
It's much easier than sitting there and scrubbing at it. Mm-hmm. Great. So that were some of our best reader favorites. I'm looking forward to hearing your favorites.
Yeah, absolutely.
But first, a bit more about our sponsor, SelectBlinds.com. Big box retailers are aiming to have all the window coverings they sell cordless by 2018. Did you know that?
I did. I love Select Blinds.
For SelectBlinds.com, that's too long. Yeah. One child or pet being injured, sometimes seriously, is too many. That's why SelectBlinds.com now sells 100% cordless-only custom window coverings. SelectBlinds.com is leading the Go Cordless movement as the industry's first retailer to make the switch to 100% cordless. Get beautiful blinds and stunning shades, all without a single cord in sight. You get the same quality as any in-home sales company or design studio for a fraction of the cost. As always, SelectBlinds.com walks you through how to measure, select, and even install your new cordless blinds. If you can hang a picture, you can hang blinds. There's no better time to upgrade to the newest, safest window coverings out there. Shop SelectBlinds.com today. Select the podcast option at checkout, and we'll make sure you get a free sample product swatches of the blinds, shades, or shutters of your choice. SelectBlinds.com. That's SelectBlinds.com. Welcome back. Today we're talking the best tips ever in the world. You know, in the introduction, I promised we knew what we were talking about.
Well, we do. We do. We've been doing this for years, so we do know what we're talking about.
That's right. You and Jeannie have been collecting these tips for long before I came around.
Over 22 years. Over 22 years finding ways to save time and money and make your life easier.
That's right. And I've been working with you guys for 10 years.
10
I've become
glorious years.
Basically like a roving tips ambassador.
Yes,
if someone
you are.
spills wine at a party, I run over with, salt, throwing
tips.
salt on the stain to make sure it doesn't soak in.
Or Splenda. Actually, Splenda is better than salt. Absolutely.
You
If you're
can
at a
use
restaurant,
pretty much anything absorbent, right? So if you have baking soda or cornstarch.
Yeah. You know what else you can use Splenda for, though?
What?
If you're dyeing your hair, not that you dye your hair, Jen, but if it has that ammonia in it, if you put a little Splenda in it and just before you put it in your hair, it'll cut any sort of burning.
Who knew? Am I allowed to say who knew?
Yes, you can.
Who knew? I guess that's why you call it who knew. And what do you do if the stain is still there after you put your salt or your Splenda on it?
What you do is you mix a hydrogen peroxide and dish detergent.
Oh, I love
like
this.
a 50-50 mix.
Yeah.
Shake it up. If you have any color-fast fabric, that's all you need to do. Spray it on, and you can just like dab it, and the stain will be gone. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, and I use it. Yeah, I use it on everything too. I've even used it to get rid of mold in my shower. You spray it right on the grout and then let it sit.
Absolutely,
it's great.
Yep.
It's definitely in my top 3 best ever tips.
Yeah.
And we're going to get to more of those today. So, what tips do you have for us today? Your favorite tips ever?
What are my favorite tips? My God, it's like my children, Jen. I love them all equally.
I know you do. Okay, so which ones have you brought today as the ones that new listeners of this podcast need to know about?
Well, let me give you a few in the kitchen, okay? Because what you want to do is you want to save money, and you want to make sure you don't throw foods out that are spoiled. So one great way to save money is never buy those cooking sprays. The aerosol cooking sprays, they're really expensive. They do a great job, but you don't have to do it. You can just get regular vegetable oil in a big old jug and put it in any sort of spray bottle that you have. And it does exactly the same thing.
Yeah, and comparatively, it's just a fraction of the cost,
like a 12th of the cost.
Yeah.
So it's a great way to save money. And again, this is not about changing your lifestyle or any of that or, sacrificing. This is just about saving money.
Yeah, that's why I love the Who Knew tips.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
What other kitchen ones do you have?
Well, if you've got herbs like basil or thyme or rosemary, and after a couple of days or weeks, they get all sort of funky and you have to throw them out, if you just store them in a plastic bag with a wet paper towel, and they will last weeks and weeks and weeks. And if you have something like cilantro or parsley, you just put them in a vase or a glass with water and like a loose paper bag over them, and they will last for weeks as well.
I've done that too. Anytime at the grocery store I get anything that still has roots on it, whether it's scallions or herbs or anything, I just put it right in that water. It lasts forever.
Another great one is lemons or limes.
Oh, I love that one.
So what you want to do is put them in a bowl of water and keep them in the refrigerator and change the water every few weeks, and they will last for...
I do that. They last forever.
They last forever. They last forever. They'll outlive all of us.
Yeah, don't throw away any more lemons or limes,
That's right.
any herbs. It's great.
Yep.
What else do you got? Do you have anything outside of the kitchen? What about cleaning?
Oh my, so many cleaning tips. The thing about cleaning is people buy these cleansers for individual, surfaces or duties, and you don't have to. What you need is something like vinegar. So if you dilute vinegar, there's a million things you can do. One of our favorites is you can use it for countertops and stainless steel.
Stainless steel appliances are so hard to clean.
Not with vinegar. Not with vinegar, Jen. Come on
now I know. Now I know. What other cleaning tips do you got?
If you get water ring stains, which are code for beer stains.
I know this one. I know mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise. Absolutely right. You put a little mayonnaise on a water ring stain. let it soak in for a while, and wipe it up, and it is gone.
It really works. It really works right
fantastic.
away. It's kind of amazing.
And by the way, mayonnaise and all your dairy, what you want to do is in the refrigerator, you're going to store it upside down.
Oh.
Upside down, because the way the air is dispersed in a jar or anything like yogurt or sour cream, it's going to last beyond the expiration date.
That's
Just
another
turn
good
it upside
food one.
down, Jen.
Good to know.
Yep.
Good to know. The one that I really like for furniture is basically just using olive oil to clean wood furniture. And you can add a couple drops of lemon essential oil if you like the scent, but I just use straight olive oil and it works just as well as a furniture polish.
Us do. And here's the deal. It actually works way, way better. It really sort of saturates the wood, and it's cheaper, and you never run out of it. And again, it's like you don't have to buy furniture polish. You have olive oil, so just use that. Absolutely.
Yeah. Any other good ones for around the house?
Oh, boy. How long do we have, Jen? How long do we have? Do you want to talk about bugs?
Please, let's talk about bugs. Let's talk about bugs.
All right, so it's springtime, so ants are coming out. What you want to do is you want to just put a little cinnamon down wherever you see ants, like in the drawers of your cabinets, and they will not cross a cinnamon barrier. So it's a great way to get rid of them, whether they're in your cabinets or coming in your back door. Just a little bit, just some cinnamon. That's all you have to do. And also cinnamon, if you have a sandbox, if you got little kids who are playing in a sandbox, throw some cinnamon in there, mix it up in the sand. That'll keep cats and all sorts of nasty things from out of your sandbox.
That is an incredible tip. And again, I love the way that cinnamon smells. This isn't something toxic and disgusting that you have to throw in with everything.
Well, that's the other thing. Speaking of toxic and disgusting, think about what you spray on yourself to get rid of mosquitoes. Right?
I don't even want to think about what I spray on myself to get rid of mosquitoes. Who knows what's in that stuff?
It's chemicals. It's revolting.
So what do you guys use?
We use a little vanilla and water in a spray bottle. Shake it up and just spray it on your arms and legs, and that will keep bugs away. I kid you not. Vanilla. That's all you need. Another thing you can do is don't wear dark clothing when you're out. Yes, it's true. Forget about all your blacks. You and your Brooklyn hipster friends. No more black. No more dark blue. You wear light clothes, and mosquitoes are attracted only to dark clothes. So that's a great way to keep mosquitoes away. And there's so many more that we're going to have on our website about getting rid of mosquitoes. One
that I really love that my sister swears by is the one that you and Jeannie have, where you basically make a tea with catnip to get rid of roaches. You just put catnip in warm water, and then you put it in a spray bottle and spray it around after every time you mop or vacuum, and never a roach.
That's exactly right. You get rid of roaches, and think about what you can spend with an exterminator. I've had people call me and say, look, we have roaches the size of, Volkswagens. And thanks to this tip, they're gone. So, that absolutely works. Another way to get rid of roaches, if there's a lot of them, just take a plate and fill it with cheap leftover red wine. I know the idea of leftover wine's kind of weird, right? But there is some people who have leftover wine.
I've used that one too. We have some pretty big roaches in Brooklyn. They don't wear black, but but they are around, and that is actually one that I have used. Is you just put a little bowl of wine and they drown in there. They want wine just as much as the rest of us.
They want wine just like all of us.
They are very Brooklyn in that way. Yeah. So we're almost out of time. Are there any last tips that you have to share with our audience for our first podcast?
Indoor, outdoor?
What's your best outdoor tip now?
Well, I just mowed our lawn for the first time this season. And what you want to do when you mow the lawn is do it early in the day before the sun is really strong. And the lawn's normally wet. So what you want to do is spray a little cooking spray on the blades of your lawnmower.
Go get that spray bottle you just filled with vegetable.
Exactly right. Get that spray bottle, and that's what you want to do. You spray a little bit on. You mow the lawn. None of the grass sticks to it. It makes the job really, really easy to do.
Amazing.
Yeah, so that's a fun tip.
That's a great one. So I have to ask you, what is Jeannie's favorite tip, your partner in crime?
Jeannie's favorite tip? Let me think.
It's probably a beauty tip, right?
It's probably a beauty tip. You know what she does? What she's been doing a lot lately? She used to buy this scrub that was essentially brown sugar and olive oil. And it was, $40 or $50. Now she makes her own.
Yes.
So she figured out how to make it. It's really simple. It's 2 ingredients.
Yes, she has told me about this. It's brown sugar and olive oil. And you basically add the olive oil to the brown sugar until it's damp, and then it works. I've seen what you're talking about, these expensive exfoliators, and it's the same thing. It's just brown sugar and olive oil. And in fact, it's even better because it's natural and you know what you put in it. And, besides not spending $40, $50, it's all natural.
Here's what I heard. Blah, 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 not spending $40 or $50.
Exactly
right. It's so
you don't need to know what we ladies do. But Jeannie has some great beauty tips.
She does indeed.
Okay, so are you ready for life hack lightning round? You and I have been waiting to do this for a
I
while.
was born ready for lightning round, Jen.
I know,
So
me too. Okay,
game
ultimate
on.
challenge, master versus sensei. I think I'm really, I will see how I do. But
Yeah.
Bruce and I are going to challenge each other to the ultimate tip challenge. Jeannie has written down a household tip on a piece of paper and placed it in this envelope I have right here.
All right.
Bruce is going to read it, and then he has to name a tip about that household object. Then I will name a tip that involves that household object. The first person who can't think of a tip loses.
Oh, no. And what happens to the loser?
They have to take a shot.
Yes.
No, I'm just kidding. No, we don't have any booze. But the loser has to test the next gross tip we get. How about that? Like mold or sweat stains or something.
Or ants or roaches or
Oh
something
my gosh!
really revolting.
Next podcast, we're talking about testing the ant tips because that's definitely.
All right, let me open the
envelope.
envelope.
Okay.
All right, today's topic is aluminum foil.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to think for a second. All right, Jen, you go first.
I go first?
You go
That's an
first.
advantage. Okay, so we're going to name tips involving aluminum
Yep,
foil.
let's go.
I'm going to start with you should not wrap most fruits and vegetables in aluminum foil because of the acid. Tomatoes and other fruits will actually, the aluminum foil will actually corrode them. So stay out. All right, what do you got?
True. But you do want to wrap celery in aluminum foil.
That's
Because if you wrap it fully in aluminum foil, it will last literally for months. The celery we have in our refrigerator now, Jen, it is from the Jimmy Carter era. I swear it is. No, all right, so that's a lie. But it'll last months and months if you wrap it in aluminum foil. Go.
Okay. Get rid of birds with aluminum foil. Did you remember that one, Bruce?
I
You
sure
just
do.
fold aluminum foil into pieces, and then you can hang it like on your patio if you have a lot of birds that are bothering you. They don't really like the reflection and everything.
Absolutely.
They'll stay off your porch.
Yeah, well, listen, I have a new puppy, Clyde.
Yeah.
And what you want to do, if you want to keep your dog or cat off of your furniture, take a big piece of aluminum foil and place it on the couch, and they will not lay on it. Think about chewing aluminum foil. And imagine a dog or cat saying, whoa, I'm not going to sit on this.
Yes, and in fact,
that's what
now
you
that you
do.
mentioned that, now you gave me my next tip, which is you can also bury pieces of aluminum foil under your soil because animals don't like the taste of it and they will stay away from your plants.
Yeah, that is good. Well, and one other thing while we're still talking about it is if you take a big piece of cardboard and
Yeah.
you wrap it in aluminum foil with the shiny side out, put it behind a radiator.
This should have been mine. I actually
Well,
do this. I actually do
this is mine. I'm sorry. This would be my tip. You will cut your heating bill dramatically because the heat will just reflect back into your room.
I have one that's your tip now. Well, I mean, they're
Tell
all
me.
your tips, but I know you and Jeannie do this all the time. If you have a stale piece of a loaf of bread, like a French loaf,
Yeah.
you can just flick water on it, and then you cover it in aluminum foil, shiny side in, put it in the oven for at around like 250 degrees,
Yep.
right? And then leave it in for about 10 minutes, and the bread won't be stale anymore,
Well,
thanks to aluminum foil.
Exactly right. Well, Jen, speaking of aluminum foil, I have a question for you. How do you sharpen your scissors?
Let me guess.
All you need to do is fold up aluminum foil and just cut with the scissors like a bunch of times through there, and they will be sharpened.
Ooh, now
That's
you're
it.
reaching into your
That's it.
aluminum foil archive.
Exactly.
I got a good
right.
one. This one is a little off season, but aluminum foil is great in the winter. If your plants aren't getting enough light, you can also wrap aluminum foil in cardboard or something like that, shiny side up, and it reflects the light onto your plants. You put it right on the ground next to your plants, and it will reflect the light back up.
Indeed, it does. But it's not winter, is it, Jen? So let's.
Oh, are you going to up the ante with a spring aluminum foil tip?
I'm thinking of a year-round aluminum foil tip. If you make a ball of aluminum foil and you put it in your dryer, you know what will happen? You will get rid of all your static cling.
Oh.
So you don't need those dryer sheets ever again if you just use
Really?
a ball of aluminum foil. How
I'm
about
from
that?
Brooklyn. I don't do my own laundry. But if I did, I would use
You
that
would have
tip.
a ball of aluminum foil.
You know what else it's good? Since I don't dye my hair, I have no reason to know this, but if you happen to be dyeing your hair and you wear glasses, you can wrap aluminum foil around the ends of the glasses.
Mm-hmm.
Then you can wear your glasses while you're dyeing your hair, and the hair dye doesn't get on your glasses.
Wow, that's great. That's great.
You got one? Did I win? Did I win?
You know what? I'm going to declare you the winner right now. I'm going to declare you the
No,
winner.
come on.
Shots
All right, I'm
for
gonna do.
me.
I'm gonna do a countdown. If you can't think of one in 3 seconds.
I got
Great.
one. I got one.
See, I knew it.
Ironing.
I knew it.
If you're ironing, you're underneath your ironing board, aluminum foil, shiny side up, you will cut the time it takes to iron in about half because of the heat reflecting.
Huh.
So how about that? How about that?
I think you just won.
Did I win?
I think you just won.
Look at all the balloons that are falling in the studio.
My
wow,
gosh,
dancing
it's like
girls.
a presidential convention in here. I wish. Well, okay.
Well,
so
that
I'm
was
declaring
fun.
you the winner this time.
Thank you.
We'll see next week what Jeannie has in store for us and if I can beat you. For now, that's today's Who Knew. If you have a question or a tip for us, please visit us at facebook.com/whoknewtips. Let us know what it is. And don't forget to sign up for our newsletter at quickanddirtytips.com/whoknew. And tune in next time on iTunes, Stitcher, and wherever you get your podcasts when we discuss household tips and hacks that don't actually work. Thanks, Bruce.
Yep, that's a lot of fun. I can't wait to see you again and talk about tips that don't work.
See you next time.